You know, last year I got the opportunity to fish with Keith Jensen at Banks Lake for smallmouth bass, and we had a great time up there and caught a lot of really quality fish. But Keith said, you know what, Dave? You wouldn't believe what's going on at Moses Lake with smallmouth and largemouth bass as well. And so he's invited us down to introduce us to some serious smallmouth bass fishing on Moses Lake, and I am excited.
Yeah, it's been really good. You know, May is peak month for bass fishing here on Moses Lake. Walleye too, but you know, today we're going to go out. We're going to target smallmouth predominantly. Most of them are on bed still.
Wow.
And you know, basically, when you compare the two lakes, Banks versus Moses, you know, there's Banks is a bigger lake, of course, but you can take a smallmouth bass on Banks Lake and basically add a pound to it. That's what you got here on Moses Lake. The fish are just bigger. It's just for whatever reason, that just the health of the lake, the fish just get bigger. But we're going to try to also target, you know, at least spend a little bit of time looking today for some largemouth, because there are some big, you know, largemouth up to 8, 9, 10 pounds in this lake too.
Oh my God.
They're a little tougher to catch. They can be a little skittish, but there's some big ones.
My goodness. Well, if you add a pound to the smallmouth that we were catching at Banks Lake, I better bring some horse liniment or something for my arm, because these are going to be pigs. And I'll tell you what, pound for pound, smallmouth bass are tough fighting fish, and I can't wait to see what we get today fishing for smallmouth on Moses Lake.
Go under the freeway and around the corner to that to Goat Island, it's called.
Goat Island.
Goat Island.
Yeah. Okay.
On the south end of Goat Island is a huge spawning flat. I mean, it's unbelievable how many spawners get there. It's unbelievable.
Wow. I spend most of my time, of course, up the other end because I'm walleye fishing.
Right.
But there's smallmouth up there too.
Yeah.
Because I've put my rod down when the walleye bite's gone off, and I have my bass gear with me, and so we'll spend some time doing that. A couple years ago, we did fish down here at the south end, and it was great.
For walleye?
For bass.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Early in the year and late too, you know, these fish, there's so much structure right here on both sides of the highway freeway here. It's good early and good late when these fish, you know, are before they come in to spawn, and then when they're coming out, you know, they'll hold up in here and picking off crawdads and whatnot. All the nests.
Yeah.
So what we got, I mean, like I said, this is the front of, or the south end of Goat Island here on Moses Lake, and it's a big shallow flat. I mean, even when we were coming in here, I mean, probably 100 yards back, it's only 5, 6 feet, and it's just a hard bottom, gravelly bottom, and there's just scattered beds, smallmouth beds. You know, these fish are on beds all over in here, but really right here close to the end of the point, you know, basically actually right where we're at now, all the way to the point here of this island, there's beds all over the place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna target them with, we're gonna start off throwing a little swim bait, you know, just until we can see some beds, and then we'll slow down, and we got a little drop shot with some soft plastics that we'll, you know, throw into the beds. So it should be good.
Yeah. using these Optima swim baits that Keith got onto last year that really worked.
Yeah, we had a great day with these last year, didn't we?
Oh my. These really worked good in the early year up at Banks Lake.
You know, like right now we're just kind of, I know we're in an area where there's beds, you know, so really, but the visibility right now isn't very good. So right now we're just trying to cover water, you know, kind of, you know, just cover water, fish a little faster, hopefully, you know, try to pick up some aggressive fish. But, you know, sight fishing, the bottom's brown, you know, it's covered, all the bottom is covered with sediment and silt. But when the fish go in here and they make their beds, you know, the males will get in here and they'll fan out a circular area, and it exposes what's underneath there, and it's black. And so what we'll end up seeing is just these black circles. And when you see a black circle, that's going to be a bed. And so then, you know, you can target that, you know, just that one particular spot. You know, that's for bed fishing when you're sight fishing. You know, other times, you know, when they're not spawning, you know, sight fishing, you know, it's the same thing. You're just looking for cruising fish, and you know, you can cast out ahead of them and get them that way too.
Okay.
With these swim baits, you know, we're in very shallow water, and if you stop, they'll dive, but if you crank too fast, they'll come up through the water column. So I'm keeping in mind, every once in a while, I'll feel the bottom, you know, and I'll feel a tick or a drag on my line. But there's a big difference between that and when a smallmouth grabs it. Let me tell you, there's no doubt about it when you've got a smallmouth bite as opposed to it dragging across the bottom. But you want to keep it fairly close to the bottom, but you don't want to be dragging it through the weeds. So as Keith has mentioned, there's sort of a happy medium with your retrieve speed.
A lot of times with these swim baits too, you know, they'll come up and they'll hit it the first time and they miss it. And I really think they think it's a fish swimming through the water, and they're coming up and they hit it the first time and to stun it. And then if you don't give up on that fish, they'll come back on that same cast and get it.
So should you pause then when you feel that, or?
No, I don't. I mean, with this particular bait, no, only because we're so shallow, and that's just gonna hit, I mean, immediately it'll be on the bottom.
Sure.
You know, just keep that steady retrieve going. Let's just come back and hit it. I mean, I've had fish on one cast hit it, you know, 3 or 4 times before they actually get it.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford Tough. Like the Ford F-150 with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke Turbo Diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
The goal of Battery Systems is to provide the best products combined with the most efficient service at competitive prices. I've found their people live up to this, so don't buy anything without talking to them. You should make their batteries and accessories your choice to power your vehicles and boats. This is Dave Graybill, and I choose Battery Systems to keep me running onshore and on the water. To find a Battery Systems product expert in a location near you, log on to batterysystems.net.
When you're fishing in Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, even Rufus Woods, the place to stay is at Cooley Playland in Electric City. They have camping and RV hookups right on the water. There's a launch with fuel and one of the best tackle shops in the area. You can get your state and tribal fishing licenses right there. Cooley Playland has been the friendly place to stay for fishermen for decades, and if you haven't camped there yet, you'll learn why. Call for reservations at 509-633-2657. Be sure to visit their website at cooleyplayland.com.
The Evinrude E-Tech. It's a dream come true.
For E-Tech engine sales and service and repair of all boats and motors, call Lyle's Boats and Motors in Cashmere, 663-5191.
These little baits are actually made by the same company as that swim bait.
Oh, okay.
These are just called a little wacky shad, but it's just a small little bait.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's all there is
That's
to
it. Yeah. Yeah. Look at the visibility here is going to be way better too.
Yeah. That's the drop trot rig. Drop shotting. Well, now this is interesting setup.
Yeah, you know those. Yeah, it's a kind of a new hook I've been using. It's a VM. The company's VMC.
Yeah.
And it's just got instead of tying a polymer knot, which typically you'll do with the drop shot.
Yeah.
This is just
to get that hook set right.
Right. This is
And
just
this is, they've done it for you.
Yep. Yep. To me it's easier
Oh my, yeah.
and quicker. Yeah.
I haven't seen these yet. Now, with the drop shot, you're trying to get your hook set so that that's not laying against your line, and that just makes it real easy. Then you just tie your leader to your weight, and then your main line to the top of this little thing. It's almost like a little barrel swivel with a hook in the middle. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And the idea here is now, you know, with this on these beds, you know, and this weight will sit right in the middle of the bed, and this bait is just elevated off, and it's just shaking right there, you know, right in front of the fish.
Yeah. Just not fair.
No. Good fish. I don't know if he's gonna go 4, but he's 3.5 easy.
Yeah.
Come here, dude.
Look at that.
On that drop shot. Usually, you know, with the colors on a drop shot, I like to use the white because I can typically, when you got clearer conditions, I can see it. So when it's on the bed, I can kind of watch the bait and I can see kind of basically how the fish is reacting to it. But you know, like today, you can't. You see a black spot, which is going to be a bed. You don't really know if there's a fish on it or not because the visibility's, you know, not that great. So I'm just flipping. If I see a black spot, I'm flipping to it. And sometimes there's a fish there, sometimes there's not. That's really probably an average size fish for Moses. They get a lot bigger than that. But it's a start for us.
That's right.
I'm zooming in on that fish. Look at the color on that.
Yeah, they sure are pretty. Red eyes.
Great.
Awesome.
Good job.
Now, whenever we get ready, I think I see another bed for one of you guys to flip on. Well, See, I think maybe we're getting conditions that are going to help us actually now. The sun's up, I can see the beds better, and I think this wind might, this little bit of chop might help because they're not going to see us as well either. So you know that they're not going to be, hopefully not quite as spooky. But it's a pretty good sign. Those two fish over there, and then this one. That's good. Oh yeah. I switched up to a shaky head. A little worm.
It's about your first cast.
Yeah. Spit out a crawdad.
Oh.
These smallmouth sure fight.
Yes,
They love going underneath the boat. I never let when I'm fighting a fish, I never let them. My preference is to not use the drag. I back reel. So if I feel them really pulling, I just, I flip that switch and I'll back reel. To me, I feel like I'm more in control of the fight.
That's a good fish.
Yeah. He ate it. There goes my boat. That's fine. Boy, he ate it all right. About the same size, I think, maybe a little smaller, but
Change of bait, change of luck.
yeah, you did. Yeah, so I went with a little shaky head jig, just a straight tail worm, and it gobbled it.
Honey, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste. 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
Hi, I'm Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and I'm sitting in front of the Lake Pateras Inn. Lake Pateras Inn is one of the most convenient places you can stay if you like to fish for salmon or steelhead on the upper Columbia River. You can moor your boat at the dock, or there are 2 ramps within yards. They have outdoor power so you can charge your electric motor. Rooms are clean and comfortable and very affordable. Everything you need is right here at the Lake Pateras Inn.
boating is something the whole family can enjoy, and it's surprising how affordable a new boat can be from Bob File Boats and Motors. Stop in today and take a look at the largest selection of boats in North Central Washington, including top names Bayliner and Tahoe. Bob File Boats and Motors can help you find that boat that fits your needs. And whether it's for fishing or just a ride on the water, you can be sure your new boat will provide hours of fun for years to come. Visit the boating experts today. Bob File Boats and Motors on the Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee, the place to buy a boat.
Liking the shaky head. Good one. Yeah, about the same size. Yeah. Another one on the shaky head. Just a straight worm. Get it in here. It's a little bent up now, but just that shake, just that crawling across the bottom. That shaky head there. Just a straight tail worm. Seems to be doing the trick now.
No kid.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna and as far as rigging the worm, I'll show you. Yeah. It's pretty simple. What I do, it's got this flat surface, so I'll have that facing towards me.
Oh.
And I'll just put it in. Basically, it's almost like Texas rigging something. Just come out and out, and kind of push it up there. And I'll put a little bit of a bend in the worm just to get it down there a little ways farther.
Right.
And then it'll come out, and then I'll try, and then I'll usually just bury, just like you're going to Texas rig, just like that. And that's all there is to it.
Nice.
There he is.
You got him?
Yep.
All right.
Oh.
Good fish.
Yeah. Guy's got one eye. Yeah, I think he's missing an eye on this side.
Won't be darned.
Yeah, he's blind in one eye.
Oh yeah, that's 4 pounds.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah. Beauty. Way to go.
Yeah.
That was really slick. Went by, saw the bed, saw the fish move.
Yep.
Threw a marker over, then came back to it and
Yeah.
just finessed it. I made a few casts, nothing doing. And it took you about 2 casts to know right where he was and put it right in front of him and give it a few twitches when you felt you were in the bed. Is that what you did?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. When I think I know when I'm in the bed, I try to really slow it, make the bait stay right there and just, make my line slack and twitch it on slack line so the bait's not really, I'm trying not to move it,
right.
Distance wise, just shake it in the bed.
Yeah.
It's not, it's easier said than done, but, and
Well,
sometimes,
I think I was probably in the range,
yeah,
but I was moving it through the bed probably too fast.
maybe, yeah. And, who knows, we kind of switched angles on it too.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes that makes a big difference when that fish sees it from a different angle.
Right.
Sometimes that does it.
Right.
But yeah, sometimes, if you don't get it in that, the bed might be this big,
Yeah.
but they're protecting a spot that big on there. That's where the eggs are.
Right.
And so if, they don't care if it's on the other part of the bed.
Right. Well, you made it happen.
And I think we had another one over here, didn't we?
Yeah, a little one. This is what it feels like. What do you know? He does want to be just
Take out old obstacles. Take out old obstacles out
Yeah.
of the water.
God.
Boy, these suckers going crazy.
Oh, look at him.
Look at that. That's a nice fish.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
They just don't quit, do they?
No, they're just tough fish. Smallmouth. Whoa, Nelly. Oh!
Look at that. Told you they're mean in here.
They are mean. And you're right, boy, they are nice sized fish. I think you've only caught one fish under 4 pounds today.
Look at that one.
3.5 anyway.
Look, that's a dandy. That's the biggest fish of the day there.
Oh!
Look at that.
I went from 0 to hero.
Sure did. Look, he ate it too. You know what we're gonna do with that one? We're just gonna bite it off.
Okay. Is that deep, huh?
Yeah, well, because they'll kick it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go, man. Awesome.
That's what it's all about right there.
That's pretty sweet, Dave.
Yeah.
Keith,
awesome
thank you
fish.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a dandy fish.
That was on a shaky head.
Shaky head.
You gotta take a picture.
Shook it up. No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too.
No matter where anglers are heading, whether it's Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, or Rufus Woods Reservoir, they all make the same stop. That's at Big Wally's in Coulee City. Here they find everything they need for a successful day on the water: fuel, ice, a tackle shop, and people who know what they're selling behind the counter, state and tribal licenses, even a hot breakfast or lunch. When you're on the go, don't forget to stop at Big Wally's and visit their website at bigwallysfishing.com.
Hooked on Toys!
Summer on salmon season is in full swing now, and you're not fishing right if you don't have a good selection of colors of the Superbait and Superbait plug cut lures. More salmon are taken on the Upper Columbia with these lures than anything else, and you can find them at the best prices and with the best selection at Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee. Get ready for action. Fish the Superbait and Superbait plug cut from Hooked on Toys. Well, Keith Jensen, thank you very much. This was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. The first thing we learned, Eric and I were talking about on the way back, we're not going to come down here walleye fishing without having a couple of bass rods stashed now. We caught some very quality fish today.
We did.
Everything we landed was over 3 pounds.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
I don't think I'm lying when I say that.
Right, yeah.
Up to a good solid 4. Beautiful fish. We had really tough conditions today, I've got to say. We had overcast, we had wind, we had everything that would make it difficult to spot the beds. We even came back to one place that we'd fished earlier and found beds and caught fish that we didn't even know were there this morning.
Yeah, for sure.
So that just is an indication of how tough it was. But you still put us on fish, and we had a great time. And Keith, now if somebody wanted, Keith represents, I think, a small group of bass guides. There just aren't that many in Eastern Washington, and it surprises me.
Very few, very few. Only 2 or 3 that I can think of off the top of my head, but yeah, very, very few.
And, that's something, if you've ever wanted to experience it, Keith would be a good guy to call.
Normally I fish a lot of Banks Lake, obviously, and then a lot here on Moses Lake as well.
Oh, exactly. I know your website's called Banks Lake Bass Fishing. Let me make sure I get that right. But you fish everywhere. You go where the fish are, and believe me, get a hold of Keith and he'll put you on them. And we just, again, thank you for a great day.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Well, that was up at the north end.